Lucy sent in an interesting observation here, one which you probably don't really fully appreciate until you start wearing glasses. Lucy says that varifocal glasses stop you moving your eyes, which she says is worth considering, and points out that she's just got her first pair and they're awful. And I think I know what she means with this. I used to wear varifocal glasses, and the worst thing I found was that I had to tip my head down all the time to see hazards on the ground, because the bottom of the glasses wouldn't see them. Mm-hmm. And I've switched to, now this is related of course, now I've switched to contact lenses, and because I'm long-sighted, they're weird contact lenses, but as Claire, my wife, will tell you, it means if I'm reading a book, I'll turn my head that way because that's the one that can see the book, and if I'm looking further away, I'll have my head turned the other way because that's the long-distance lens. And that sounds silly, but actually I notice the sort of tension in trying to read things or look at a distance.
I've got varifocals as well, varifocal glasses. And yeah, sometimes you find your head in this position. And again, it's the noticing is the key. Right, and we all need to notice these habits and these tensions that we're putting in before we get to the point that we have to actually call somebody like you or me and come into the clinic, right? I know this is probably not a great economic model, but we want people to have that awareness of what's happening in their body before they do it. So perhaps if you've got varifocals do take a few weeks, don't they, to settle down, but take them off, give your head a little move around. Can I tell a little anecdote?
Yeah, of course.
So I went on an Ayurvedic retreat a few weeks ago with there were Indian doctors, but it was in Italy. But they'd come from
Indian doctors meaning medical doctors?
Ayurvedic doctors from an Ayurvedic hospital in India that had come to treat Westerners in Italy. And I went in and I had my consultation and I said, look, because I quite often get neck pain. And I said, I quite often get a stiff neck. And he said, well, that's because in the West you don't do the wobble. And I wanted to share that because actually I've been doing the wobble just a little. So I don't know,
I'm not sure.
Indian people do a little
It's quite
wobble
hard for Western people to master that.
Indians from India do a little wobble. And actually we don't, do we? We hold our necks quite still